Hello people, I'm the Comic Book Gamer. Today I'm going to be talking about Jawbreakers Lost Souls, which is Diversity in Comics Indiegogo graphic novel. It's going to be coming out later this year. So this is really interesting because it blew up on Indiegogo. It had an original goal of $5,000. At the current time of this recording, it's at over $112,000. So it completely smashed that. It's been insane. I'm really happy about that. I supported it on the second day because I really wanted to read it. The main thing that drew me in was John Mellon's art, because I have no clue how good of a writer Diversity in Comics is, and so I just don't know if he's any good. This could just absolutely suck and be terrible, but at the end of the day, I'll know John Mellon's art's gonna be great. So that's why I pitched in, mainly was because I like Diversity in Comics. I like him as a guy, and he's got a good YouTube channel, but as a writer, I have no clue how he is, and I love John Mellon. He's got some great art, so that's why I pitched into it. I'm really excited about it because the description just sounds kind of like sort of like 80s G.I. Joe dumb fun, which is a good pitch. The description for the book is: a team of ex-superheroes attempt to save a monster from a vicious warlord who wants to exploit it. That just sounds like dumb fun. It sounds great because what's really appealing about that is the fact that everyone from that just knows it's going to be fun, and it's not going to be them getting preached at or some agenda being pushed in their face. That's the thing. Like, no, everyone thinks that Diversity in Comics in his book's gonna like push some right-wing agenda or anything. No, he's just gonna make a fun book that's not gonna have any politics in it at all. I can guarantee you that. That's what this book is gonna be. It's not gonna be any agenda pushing from right or left. It's just going to be fun, and that's what's drawing people into this book, and that's what the mainstream comics don't understand, because this book has just sold so significantly well. It's insane, and it shows that there's so many people that are willing to spend their money on comics but aren't, because they feel like they're alienated by the big two right now, because they feel like if they go, well, not even just the big two, but even more than that, like Image and stuff, because they feel like if they go in there and they go to buy a book, if they're going to get preached at about something, they're going to have some message about Donald Trump in there, about how he's a bad guy, and it's like, okay, I hear this every single day. Can I go to comics to kind of escape it? Like, there's so many people that aren't even fans of Trump, myself included, that just couldn't care less about the guy, but are constantly getting preached at about how he's a bad guy. And it's like, just shut up already. I don't care. I'm here to read a Captain America comic. I don't want to have some Trump allegory along with it. I just want to read a fun Captain America comic, but you can't do that. And so that's why they get driven off. They get driven to places like Diversity in Comics, a guy who's speaking like them, who's like-minded, someone who a lot of people agree with, someone who makes sense, that is speaking common sense. And he's like, hey guys, I'm fed up with the current state of the comic industry, so I'm gonna make my own comic and see if you guys want to fund it. And everyone did, because they want fun comics. I want fun comics. I think this looks awesome. I'm really excited about this. So of course I'd probably do my $25. And it shows that there are so many people that aren't buying comics now that are willing to pay for comics. They just feel alienated, because I see people tweeting at Diversity in Comics saying things like, oh yeah, I haven't bought comics for years, but I backed your Indiegogo because this doesn't look like some agenda push. It looks just like a good time. And that's what the big two don't really understand right now. They don't see that there are a mass audience of people who would be buying their comics right now, but decided, yeah, I don't feel like getting preached at today. It's too much of a hassle. I don't even know what I'm going to be getting. So I'll back this instead. I'll put my money towards this. But honestly, it's great to see how well this is doing, but it's funny to see that no one's talking about it from the mainstream, either the big two, like writers and artists, or like the mainstream sites like Comic Book Resources or anything like that. There's none of them are talking about it. They're trying to be very hush-hush about it. It's like you're not allowed to say Diversity in Comics name. It's just very, nope. They'll even say like that diversity guy and stuff like that. A lot of them won't even say his full name, which is funny. But yeah, they'll say his actual name instead of saying Diversity in Comics. No one wants to address him by Diversity in Comics, which is funny. It's like you can't say that name, which I find it hilarious. But anyways, none of them are talking about Jawbreakers Lost Souls, which is insane, because Jawbreakers Lost Souls at the end of the day is just made by a comic book fan, because that's what Diversity in Comics is. If you watch his videos, you can tell he's a very passionate comic book fan, and he's just fed up with the current state of the industry, so he wanted to make a fun book for everyone to read, and he's got passion behind it. And Jawbreakers has been an idea that he's been going around with for a long time, that he's been making books for, and so now he gets to make like a really high quality product, and so he wants to do that. And I think it's awesome, but no one's talking about it. Just think if there was, say there was someone on the other side of the aisle, someone on the left, that was maybe a woman of color, and they made an Indiegogo campaign that raised this much money. You think any comic book writer or artist on Twitter would shut up about it ever? They would constantly talk about how proud they are of the person, how amazing it is, how great of an achievement it is. But because it's diversity in comics, someone that they politically disagree with, they're just not going to talk about it all, even though it's like the elephant in the room, because like, hey, here's this book that's selling so much better than most comics nowadays, but we're just gonna act like it didn't happen. What's really great about this is it proves everyone wrong that was saying that, oh, that diversity in comics crowd, they don't buy books, they're just, you know, they're just a loud minority. That's all they are. They're just those people being like, oh yeah, these books suck, that's why I don't buy comics anymore and all that stuff. Like, yeah, they don't buy books anymore, they just pirate them, or they're just on there to complain about them. They don't buy any comics, even though diversity in comics would always retweet people that bought comics off of his suggestion, and that's like daily, constantly, so you can see a lot of his people buy comic books, and that's really scary to them, because that shows how much influence he has. And that's really scary to these people to see that, oh man, this random guy that coughs on YouTube while reviewing comics has a bigger pull than I do on what comics people are interested in. That's nuts. And that really scares them. But they were able to lie to themselves and be like, nah, I bet that's just a few. There's not very many people in his crowd that buy comics. Nope, that's not true. And they were able to always pull like the professional card and be like, well, I'm a professional, he's just some amateur on YouTube. But now that he's got this Indiegogo campaign that's raised over $112,000 for this book, now it's really scary for them, because they see that he does have a ton of people that are willing to buy comics but aren't, because they're fed up and they feel alienated by the industry right now. But none of the big two are capitalizing on that. Like, if I was one of the big two, I would definitely capitalize on this audience right now, because you wouldn't really lose any of your current audience and you would just gain more people. There's really nothing to lose by saying, hey guys, we're just gonna be apolitical for the most part, not really go too much into politics, besides like certain characters that it fits with, like Green Arrow and things like that. But besides characters like that, we're just gonna try, like Superman, Batman aren't really gonna be political, and like Spider-Man and Thor, those guys, it's not really gonna be political guys. We're just gonna make fun books. They just came out and said stuff like that, people be all about it. But instead, there's still agenda pushing. Now DC has done a good job of not really going down the path Marvel has. They still have some stuff that does it, but Marvel has just kind of been very self-destructive past couple years. But I'm hoping with the new tide of Marvel books coming in that it'll be better, but we'll see, because a lot of them are the same writers, so I don't know. But anyways, yeah, at the end of the day, the Jawbreakers Lost Souls looks like a fun book. I was happy to support it. I'm hoping it's really good. I'll definitely do a review on this channel of the book. I'm excited to see how it goes down. I'm really happy that it got funded, and it shows these, like, everyone in the comic industry, that there is a huge audience of these people that want to read fun books, that don't want anything to be political. But yeah, I'm just excited for this book. Hope it's good. Please let me know in the comments below what you think about this big situation and why no one from the mainstream is talking about this massively successful comic. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys later.
Legends never die, we've been going every night. I've been feeling way too blessed, but with Lex I'm never stressed. They don't know just what we do, we've been out here with the crew. They don't know just how we live, think we got too much to give.